You ever get that feeling that taking care of yourself has somehow become way more complicated than it should be? Between work, life, and trying to stay balanced, it gets a little overwhelming. That's why I've been loving Rula. And I know what you're going to say. I can't afford therapy. That's too expensive. How much does therapy even cost? Must be hundreds of dollars an hour, right? Well, what if I told you that Rula partners with over 100 insurance plans so you could pay as little as $15 per session? That's about the cost of a movie ticket. Here's what I like. Rula doesn't just pair you with any therapist. They take your goals, background, and preferences, then build a curated list of therapists who actually fit what you're working on. They've got more than 15,000 licensed professionals across the country, and most have appointments available as soon as the next day. Plus, Rula checks in over time to make sure the care stays consistent and effective. It's therapy that grows with you. Thousands of people are already using Rula to get affordable, high-quality therapy that's actually covered by insurance. Visit Rula.com/basketball to get started. After you sign up, you'll be asked how you heard about them. Please support our show and let them know we sent you. That's RULA.com/basketball. You deserve mental health care that works with you, not against your budget.
Hey, Sal.
Hank, what's going on? We haven't worked a case in years.
I just bought my car at Carvana, and it was so easy. Too easy.
Think something's up?
You tell me. They got thousands of options. Found a great car at a great price. And it got delivered the next day.
It sounds like Carvana just makes it easy to buy your car, Hank.
Yeah, you're right. Case closed.
Buy your car today on
Carvana.
Delivery fees may apply.
An all-new season of The Secret Lives of Mormon Wives is now streaming on Hulu and Hulu on Disney+.
Mom talk has just been blowing up.
Whitney and Jen are on Dancing with the Stars.
Taylor is a bachelorette.
Saying that out loud is crazy. Like, that is huge.
But all the cool opportunities could pull us apart.
It's causing issues in everyone's marriage.
My whole world is falling apart right now. It's chaos.
Watch the Hulu original series, The Secret Lives of Mormon Wives, now streaming on Hulu and Hulu on Disney Plus for bundle subscribers. Terms apply.
Kayak gets my flight, hotel, and rental car right, so I can tune out travel advice that's just plain wrong.
Bro, Skycoin. Way better than points.
Never fly during a Scorpio full moon.
Just tell the manager you'll sue. Instant room upgrade.
Stop taking bad travel advice. Start comparing hundreds of sites with Kayak and get your trip right. Kayak. Got that right.
This episode is brought to you by Indeed. Stop waiting around for the perfect candidate. Instead, use Indeed sponsored jobs to find the right people with the right skills fast. It's a simple way to make sure your listing is the first candidates see. According to Indeed data, sponsored jobs have 4 times more applicants than non-sponsored jobs. So go build your dream team today with Indeed. Get a $75 sponsored job credit at Indeed.com/podcast. Terms and conditions apply.
The comments made by Amin Elhassan are made by him and him himself and nobody else, and not indicative of Basketball Illuminati, Tom Haberstroh, Anthony Mays, or any guest incorporated.
Guys, did you hear from our Lord and Savior?
Who's that? Kyrie?
Oh, no. It's the one and only Michael Jeffrey Jordan.
Oh.
More insights from Jordan. Man, I was rapt. I don't get the hate, the vitriol people are giving. This man took precious moments out of his NASCAR three-peat winning ass life to come teach you guys about basketball. And everyone's like, oh, but you didn't tell us about Trevor Keels or whatever. I don't know what people were expecting. You want to hear Michael Jordan talk about friggin' what Alex Sarr is up to?
Does Amin know that this was all taped in one sitting? Does Amin know that?
You know what? I'm amazed we even got one sitting. How about that? How about that?
You sound like Mike Tirico right now.
How dare you?
Yeah.
How dare you guys sit around here like, oh, he only did it. So what? So what? He took time out, whether he did it over the span of months or did it all one go that they're giving it to us piecemeal. But to complain, I don't get that part at all.
Did you find his GOAT take incredibly balanced and nuanced, I guess you'd say?
I think LeBron has had an unbelievable career, and I admire him for what he's done, you know, and Kobe as well as KD and all these guys who have played in this era. I think they've elevated the game of basketball tremendously. I just don't agree when you start, you know, trying to put one above the other. It doesn't work. We'll never know. It creates more of a problem from not for me. I've never given it credence. But, for other players who look for their existence within the generation of basketball, and we should always honor that. We should always preserve that. We should always, reward that they paved the road for a lot of generations after that. And by doing that, you somewhat, Jabbar, Wilt Chamberlain, Bill Russell had 11 championships. Yeah. How do you just push them in the corner and say, we ain't gonna think about you. We forgot about you. That to me is where I get lost.
It feels like everyone was waiting for him to weigh in on the GOAT debate.
Yeah.
And really what I came away with it is that he is the milk goat. He has milked this sit-down interview. How many segments has this been?
Hey, buddy. I don't know what to tell you. He doesn't run NBC.
They're getting shorter, Tom.
They said, Michael, show up at this time. He showed up at this time. Michael, we're going to record for this long. They recorded for this long. You got him on the phone calling them like, hey, guys, don't put it all out at once. Spread it out. That's what they wanted to do. That's their thing. And by the way, yes, his answer actually was nuanced, was balanced, because he said there's no such thing as a GOAT. The game grows because of the contributions of the people that came before. And it is an honor when you see people push the game in new directions and grow it, but it is not fair to then, by that example, to go back and compare against prior generations. This is exactly the argument I've been making for years, which is Sir Isaac Newton, one of the greatest scientific minds of our generation. But if I hand him an iPad, he'd be like, what kind of sorcery is this? Does that make every asshole with an iPad smarter than Sir Isaac Newton? Absolutely not.
Unfortunately, it does.
Yeah, it does. I actually think so.
You guys are ridiculous.
A toddler with an iPad can do things that Isaac Newton never could even imagine.
But the toddler, the iPad.
And that's LaMelo Ball to Bill Russell now.
No way, man.
He's doing things.
You guys are disrespectful.
You see that shot? He goes tween. He's backing up. He takes it off 1 foot. Come on. Bob Cousy could never.
To all the Illuminati, I'm here to tell you, we've been compromised. They got on the inside and see what they're doing now? See the agendas they're trying to drive right now? Don't believe it for a second. Our Lord and Savior, Michael Jordan, told us, the greatest among us told us that there ain't no greatest among us. How much more do you guys need?
I'm glad that we're circling the wagons on this because I've been thinking about talking about insights to excellence since January 15th, when Mike Tirico goes on a podcast with Jimmy Traina and he explains they sat down, they talked once for an hour 45, an hour 40, and there are no plans to record again.
It's amazing. It's great. I mean, think about the producers on that segment are just like, hey, Mike Tirico, we've got an hour.
Almost 2 hours.
He said he went down there for 2 days. They had a day where they hung out and talked before, and then they had a day where they recorded.
There you go. You got to build chemistry. You guys act like you're not in media. You got to build chemistry. Mike Tirico doesn't know Michael Jordan like that. Michael Jordan doesn't know Mike Tirico like that. They've got to get to know one another. Go hang out. Go fishing. Smoke cigars. Drink some cognac. Gamble. A lot.
Feel like Kareem wouldn't need that.
I feel like Kareem wouldn't even do it. Kareem would probably be a jerk. Wouldn't want to be nice or friendly with Mike Tirico. You know who is? Michael Jordan.
Here's what Amin Tirico said.
Was it what everyone wanted? Probably not. Was it better than not hearing from Michael Jordan? You're damn right it was. And, if we get another shot at it, will I be more than excited to be a part of it? You betcha.
I love Mike Tirico. He's so great.
I love Mike Tirico, but I'm going to push back on something he said there. Was it what everyone wanted? What did everyone want? I'm very curious about this. Did people want Javon Carter opinions from Michael Jordan? Is that what y'all were thirsting for? What did y'all want?
I want, because I can only speak for myself, what I would want is, I don't know, not 6-month-old takes.
How do you know?
I know. He's dressed the same.
It's evergreen.
It's 4 minutes.
That's how long they want to take it.
They're parceling it out like rations.
So what?
Like you've been in the freaking bunkers.
It's still good.
Waiting for nuclear fallout.
Bunker rations are still good.
What is going on? Stop yelling on the show. We don't yell on this show. We don't do that here.
We do now that you guys have been infected.
They've infiltrated us.
Look at this guy.
Yeah.
You're the problem.
This is what they want. is, Amin, for your blood pressure to rise because Mays simply wanted Michael Jordan to have more timely. And hey,
how is it untimely? Show me the thing he said that's like, that is not relevant anymore.
Well, he listed the greats of today's game, and he listed Kobe, he listed LeBron, he listed KD.
It's a continuum.
And he didn't even think to list Bam Adebayo.
And a little bam!
Okay? That's how we know it's stale. This was taped months ago when we have a new king in town. His name is Bam Adebayo. So, Amin, put that in your pipe and smoke it, okay?
I'll tell you what.
Wouldn't it be great to have Michael Jordan to weigh in on Bam Adebayo and the magic of 83 and how awesome it is that guys are able to do that? No?
Well, I don't think so because Michael Jordan, he's never even come close to having the regular season record. You know why? Because it's a regular season record. Nobody really cares about those. Now, if Bama did it in the playoffs, Michael Jordan would weigh in because if he did it in the playoffs, he would have eclipsed the record holder, which is, let me look it up right now. Oh, that's right. It's Michael Jordan.
My favorite part of this entire thing was the initial reports that came out long before we even got our first Insight to Excellence that he was going to get paid $40 million.
That's a deal. That is a bargain.
That has since been debunked.
Oh.
And although we don't have the actual number for what he got paid,
it was $50 million.
We can assume he made at least $1 million an hour.
Well, yeah. I mean,
you think Michael Jordan did this for like $2 million? No way, dude.
Now that is the GOAT. That is the greatest single podcast fee. Take a seat, Harry and Meghan. Your grift is over.
Nobody cares.
This is blown it out of the water. This is the most efficient dollar per word spoken maybe ever in the history of mankind.
Dude, Mike Tirico got to hang out with him. Just hang out for a whole day.
Look, we get it. You want to be Mike Tirico.
I know. We get it, Amin.
We all want to be Mike Tirico. What are you guys talking about? Oh, drinking and smoking and gambling with Michael Jordan? That sounds dull. Shit. I'll learn golf to do that.
Oh, now we know.
I'll learn golf.
Now we know how much he loves Michael Jordan, is that he's willing to learn this fake sport golf in order to just hang out and be in the presence of Michael. That is the bar.
It is a fake sport. And if that's the cost of admission, 40 million be damned, I'll learn golf.
Please enjoy Basketball Illuminati being cut up into 2-minute episodes for the next 6 months.
Oh my God.
I'm not recording again until I get my 10 million.
We all wish we were as dynamic and magnetic to have that over the course of our careers, what he can do in 4-minute increments.
How many segments was this segment, Miss? Are we in segment 8 of the cold open?
We'll see you in the playoffs.
My assignment. Uncover why the association inspires more conspiracy theories in volume and salience than any other U.S. sport.
You've heard of the Illuminati.
The truth is out there, but so are lies.
Your eyes can deceive you. Don't trust them.
The NBA has always been controlled by about 8 people.
Denial is the most predictable of all human responses.
If you're only using 10% of your brain, you don't even know that you're using 10% of your brain.
The NBA Illuminati.
If coincidences are just coincidences, why do they feel so contrived?
The Illuminati.
But you start to follow the money, and you don't know where the f*** it's going to take you.
It is unspoken. They have influence among other players.
The NBA Illuminati.
I don't have time for your convenient ignorance.
Maybe I'm a conspiracist now as well.
That's all it took. Oh, we got books, we got schools. You saw a video on YouTube.
Why my eyes, sir? You've never used them before.
We are the Basketball Illuminati.
This is Basketball Illuminati. I am Tom Haberstroh, and as always, I am joined by the 5-star Illuminati generals, Amin Elhassan and producer Anthony Mays.
What's up, Illumination? Thank you for keeping your third eye open. As always, you can support us at patreon.com/countthedings. That'll get you ad-free episodes and help us continue to produce the show. Also, check out our YouTube page at Basketball Illuminati. You can watch our Truth Teller interviews and Do You Believe episodes there. Please subscribe and continue to show your support. Thank you.
We've got our friend, the Heat culturologist, George Sedano from LA joining us as a truth teller.
Hollywood George.
George is the man on the spot. He is at the epicenter, in the middle of the vortex of this Bam Adebayo story. Bam! And also, we're going to ask him about the expansion plans that are coming out, the news out of ESPN that they plan to hold a vote on Seattle and Vegas. We're going to talk to George Sedano of ESPN coming up right now.
Hello, listener. It's producer Maze here to talk to you about Quince cookware. If you're like me, you love to get in the kitchen, whip something up for yourself, maybe a nice little grilled cheese sandwich, maybe a little French omelet. And there's nothing that kills the joy of cooking faster than unreliable pans. It's not cooking evenly. You get some sticking. It's a nightmare to clean. Luckily for me, I have a stainless steel 3-quart saute pan from Quince that I use for everything. And it's super easy to use on the stove and then pop right in the oven. But let me tell you a little secret. It's actually affordable because with Quince, you're working directly with the factory, straight to the makers, no middlemen, no retail markup, no packaging costs, no fancy storefronts, no big marketing budgets, just quality cookware. Right now, get free shipping and 365-day returns when you go to quince.com/dings, D-I-N-G-S. That's a full year to cook with it and love it. And you will. Now available in Canada too. Don't keep replacing cookware that frustrates you. Go to quince.com/dings for free shipping and 365-day returns. Quince.com/dings.
This episode is brought to you by Peloton. Step up your sweat with the Peloton Cross-Training Tread Plus. Swivel your screen 360 degrees and follow your favorite instructors on and off your tread. Track your form and reps with the movement tracking camera. Feel supported as you train on the cushioned slap belt and move to the beat with Sound by Sonos. Elevate your workouts with the Cross-Training Tread Plus.
When you want your spring break to feel like... and your kids' pool day to feel like... and your hotel bed to feel like... ooh, and room service to feel like... because at Hilton, hospitality feels like...
Your cabana's ready. Would you like fresh towels?
It matters where you stay. Book now at Hilton.com. Hilton, for the stay.
Picture this. A curve in the road. A change in plans. Well, what do you say? With the all-new Audi Q3, the answer's always yes. Yes to adventure. Yes to escape. Yes to performance. Yes to comfort. Yes to right now. Because saying yes without hesitation, that's real luxury. The all-new Audi Q3, made for the yes life.
Protein is now at Starbucks, and it's never tasted so good. You can add protein cold foam to your favorite drink or try one of our new protein lattes or matcha. Try it today at Starbucks.
You all think I'm late. Well, I'm not late. And I'm going to stay right here and fight for this lost cause, even if this room gets filled with lies like these. And the Taylors and all their armies come marching into this place. Somebody will listen to me.
There's no better way to overpower a trickle of doubt than with a flood of naked truth.
But the complexity and the gray lie not in the truth, but what you do with the truth once you have it.
What is true and right is true and right for all.
You and I both know that that's just not the truth.
You can't handle the truth.
It's too messy. Keeps them up nights.
I'm here because in the end, the truth is worth the risk.
Speak a little truth and people lose their minds.
I'm a grown man. You can tell me the truth.
Why is it people who want the truth never believe it when they hear it?
So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do something really outrageous. I'm going to tell the truth.
George, what's the conversation like in LA about Bam Adebayo going 83? Because you're kind of on both sides here, right? You're the Miami guy who's in LA, and in sports radio, I feel like this is when it's at its peak, is the sports radio talk and the conversation around this.
Wendy told me, so Wendy comes in every Wednesday, and he told me, I will pay you any amount of money if you just open the phone lines right now to talk about Bam Adebayo's 83-point game. It was the day after. And I was like, no, you don't have enough money first of all, I hate taking calls to begin with. Like I haven't taken a call in years. So like to do it on that day, absolutely not. No
it would be so good. Come on.
3 hours off. Even it's 3 hours and you just sit like this with your heads behind your head.
It's torture. Man. It's torture. It's torture. I didn't want to have to deal with that. Like just the same call for 3 hours.
What is that call? What is that? Can we hear what that call is? I mean, can you do that call?
It's a mockery. I can't believe that this is the game that passed Kobe. That the way it all ended.
Yeah,
right.
It was
and
not.
And look, I saw your take. I thought your take was the most reasonable one. All these games have some level of chicanery and shenanigans,
Mm-hmm.
So, but it would have been some semblance of that for 3 hours. And I just don't think I could have handled that just because my head would have exploded. And honestly, it could have been anyone. It could have been, Alex Sarr, who scored 83 points. It had nothing to do with Bam. It just had to do with just to hear that call over and over and over again for 3 hours would have driven me insane.
So, George, that's one of my theories is that part of the uproar is because it was Bam. That if Donovan Mitchell had done this in the same exact manner, if DeMar DeRozan had done this in the same exact manner, if Jaylen Brown had done this in the same exact manner, no one would have a problem. But
I disagree. I
should say no one. I should say a lot less people would have a problem.
The volume would be down a little bit.
The volume would be way down because I think more than a little bit because I think beyond the how, which again, as Tom pointed out, all of these had some version of that in their games. It's the who. It's the how dare it be this guy who isn't considered to be a great offensive player, who has no right being above our deity, Kobe Bryant. Like that's the part of it I think that really stung them is that your precious record, which isn't a record because it's number 2, was broken not by one of these anointed people, but by some guy who doesn't even I don't even do this offense thing.
He's a defense first guy. Yes. I if that's your point, yes, I do agree. It would be muted some, but if you still had this last 5 minutes, it would have still been a loud uproar. But to your point, if it's Anthony Edwards or someone or Shea or Donovan Mitchell, right? Somebody who puts up a lot of points, Jason Tatum. Although if Jason Tatum would have put up 83 points right off his Achilles, that would have been really even more impressive.
He would have passed out at 79.
Yeah, he would.
Yeah. So, right, because he's also a Kobe guy, right? But the,
or you would have gotten to 88 just out of respect. Been like, I didn't want to be at 80, 82. I wanted to get to the 8, double 8.
My thing was I had a buddy who was a Heat fan, so I was out to dinner while this was happening, right? So I was doing the Orlando Cavs game the next night in Orlando. So I'm out to dinner with Pash and Doris, and nobody's on their phones, right? Like phones are down. Nobody's kind of paying attention to their phones for almost the entire dinner, basically.
Love it.
Which is kind of nice. But like we all walk out and then immediately you look at your phone, right? Yo, I had so many text messages that I was like, what is happening? So I start scrolling and it's like, Bam has almost 60. And I'm like, what? And so I get to the hotel room and I put it on my phone. And so I didn't even start watching till the beginning of the fourth quarter. I had no idea what was going on. And I would imagine most people. And then because I tried to find it on the TV somewhere. I thought maybe like NBA TV would break into coverage and have it on or something. So I didn't have to watch it on my phone. And then, so I ended up having the Celtics Spurs on the TV, and then NBC broke into coverage, which I thought was pretty awesome for the last 2 minutes. But yeah, it was wild. I had no idea that anything like this was happening. But yeah, when it was him, I thought about this immediately. I said to myself, how awesome that it's him, because if I looked around the NBA, if anyone has the highest Q score amongst players and coaches, he'd be near the top. Okay. Mm-hmm. Put the Kobe and Laker fans aside, he'd be easily in the top 5, I think, of guys that other guys in the league and other coaches in the league respect. I spoke to Mitchell the next day about it. And I said, hey, man, what did you make of it? You've scored 71 in an overtime game. And he's like, oh, dude, I was watching. I was locked in. He's like, I called Asia. And when he had 58 and she picked up And I'm like, she was on the sideline. He's like, yeah, I could hear the noise in the background. And I was yelling at her, telling her, he's got to go for 70. And she's like, I'll call you back. And like hung up the phone. And then he was watching the whole time. And then he told me he spoke to Bam the next day or that day that we spoke on last Wednesday. And yeah, so look, dude, I think that people were genuinely happy for him if you're not like a Lakers fan. Like for the most part, I think the overwhelming majority of people are like, hey, man, that's cool.
Well, there was a large contingent of like credentialed NBA media that kind of shocked me from the pro.
Oh, I saw some of this. Yes. Yeah.
And I was like, how surprised were you at people who do this for a living, not like reactionary bloggers or like at no point did I think any of these people were doing it for clicks. I know these people.
No.
These are like hardworking, earnest journalists, but they were doing the pro clutch.
So I would say this: reasonable people can disagree, right? Like it just is what it is. I think that, look, I think that what I would say to Lakers fans or Kobe fans or whoever, and it's funny because I was on NBA TV talking about this yesterday. I did their show, The Association, and they asked me about this, and I said, look, man. Like Kobe Bryant is an icon in basketball, right? Like his legacy does not need this level of protection. Like his legacy is cemented as an icon, not like he was a superstar. No, he is like in the holy grail of basketball players. So the fact that he's now third on this list doesn't change that he's still an icon, right? Will Bam Adebayo be an icon? Probably not. But Bam Adebayo is going to be probably a Hall of Famer. Bam Adebayo is probably going to be a guy that people really underrate. But like, so I just don't feel like we need to protect Kobe's legacy because Kobe's legacy is absolutely cemented as one of the most important basketball players to ever play the sport.
When I did the breakdown of all the 80 or 70 plus scoring nights, the hardest one that I had to come up with a funny reason why it was needed an asterisk was Damian Lillard's 71. And the Kobe one I could come up with the whole like single teaming. Sam Mitchell, the coach, just decided to single team the entire
champagne
time.
After he was on TSN in Canada and toasted champagne because he's no longer the guy who gave up 81 points.
It's amazing. It's amazing. So he's celebrating this. Wilt, it was at what you saw at the end of the Heat game where they're intentionally fouling. I think maybe this is fake news or misinformation. But I even think I saw that the coach for Wilt's team decided to take guys out that were scorers so that there was no reason for anyone else to get the ball other than Wilt when he got 100. And I did the breakdown for Tom the Finder this week where what's crazy about Dame is the pace of the play, and he did it in 39 minutes. And Kobe, when he did it, the pace of play, and he did it in 42 minutes. But I think people forget, like when Wilt in the 60s, when they were getting these records, the scoring records and Oscar triple doubles, they were playing 130, 140 possessions a game. Nuts, like crazy. And so we have to put a lot of this into context. And it's not saying that it's no longer 100 points and it's no longer qualifying. It's just, how the hell did he score 100 points? Well, part of the story is it was a totally different game back then. And at the end of the day, he needed 140 possessions in order to get to 100. Whereas Damian Lillard and Kobe and Bam, they were playing in a different era that you weren't able to get easily, 30, 40 shots in a game because there simply weren't enough possessions to do that. And honestly, that Damian Lillard one was really hard to come out. And I'm biased because I'm on the broadcast for them, but of all the asterisks out there for these big scoring nights, I feel like Kobe, the only one I could really come up with is that Sam Mitchell decided, we're not going to double team or triple team him. We're just going to let him cook.
Look, I'm good with that. I remember, watching Dame's 71-point game, or at least part of it, right? And, I don't know, man. To me, like, if someone's already like past 60, I'm like locked in, right? Like, I'm like, let's just go. Let's see how much more you can get. Let's have some fun here. To me, I don't watch it with like this,
Mercury Morris. vibe. I'm like, they better not do it.
Right. This intention of just like being sour about it. Right. Like, and I want to watch something that is either unprecedented or special, magical, whatever phraseology you want to use. Like, you want to see something you don't see every night. Right. I mean, the NBA used to have a slogan, right? Where, what was it called? It was,
I love this game.
Where greatness happens, right? Or something like that.
Yeah. Where
amazing happens. Right. Yeah. Like, to me, I think they should go back to that because it's just a great slogan, right? And if everything,
retroist. I'm a retroist. Yep. Go ahead.
And if NBC can go throw back everything over the last year, why the hell can't the NBA as a league do that? But yeah, like, I want to see amazing. And 71 points by Dame is amazing. Kobe's 81 was amazing. Lucas 73 was amazing. You know, whatever. Bam's 83 is amazing. Like, all this stuff is amazing. So I want to watch it. I want to see it. It's for my enjoyment. And I just don't understand people who want to watch this. I get, other than Lakers fans, because they're in a different category, because they're so protective of Kobe's legacy. And I do get it. Like, I get it. Like, having lived here for 10 years, I get it. They watched this guy grow up, man. Like, from literally a child till the time of his passing. Okay. So, like, I understand that. And I'm not trying to, like, belittle them in any way, shape, or form about that.
You just mute them. You didn't even want them to hear the calls.
I didn't want to get on the calls, but that's more, I hate phone calls on my radio show. Like, I haven't taken one for years, and Brian Windhorst did not have enough money to pay me to take calls that day either. So yeah, like, to me, it's that. Speaking of Windy, he had a great line on the show that day. He goes, you can either celebrate it or you can audit it. He's like, I choose to celebrate it. And I'm like, that's a great line. Like, yes, I'm not there to be like, oh, well, this possession he didn't have. I'm using the Amin voice. He didn't have he was double teamed, but he was singled on 97% of the coverages. Like, who cares, man? Just have fun watching basketball.
Tell me that's not a great voice to describe the people who have those opinions, man. Like, that's the perfect voice. I don't know why people fight me on that.
I like the voice. I do like the voice.
I'm telling you, man.
I like the voice. Voice plays.
George, how much do you think it was because so many people experienced it the way you did, where it's like, oh, this is happening, let's tune in. And by the time you get to the game, it's a slop fest of fouls and triple teams. If everybody had seen the first quarter,
oh yeah,
we'd have a totally different appreciation for this. I would say, no, you're right, 100%. And I would even add that if you would have seen the first 3 minutes or so of the fourth quarter, you'd have an incredible appreciation for it. But yeah, and here's the thing, and you guys, I don't recall it off the top of my head, but I recall the Wizards fouling intentionally first, which nobody talks about, right? Like, so Spell's like, whoa, wait a second here. Like, if you're going to do it, if this is how we're going to do it, then this is how we're going to do it, you know?
It was the thing that I could not understand, right? It is how Washington just flew under the radar. Nobody said shit. Forget about them not being good.
Because they're a faceless foe. They don't have.
But I get it. You can't guard Bam Adebayo. That's the greatest indictment of how bad your defense is. But the strategy, I'm like,
what
wait,
strategy? Right.
I wish I could say what's they tried it. Yeah. They actually tried to do this.
Yeah. So to your point, yes, I do think that plays a huge role. I mean, certainly by the time people were tuning in, whether it was online or on their TVs or whatever, or when NBC broke in, yes, it was definitely not normal basketball. But I think, right, to your point, if they'd seen what preceded that, if they had even seen the immediacy of what preceded that, with Washington really starting with the shenanigans, I think that people would have had a different view. So it's tough, though. We live in this world now. Everybody's got to have a take. And that was the other thing. So as soon as the game is over, I'm thinking to myself, man, I feel bad for Bam. It's going to be a thing that lasts for days, and we're going to be talking about it, and it's not going to be in a complimentary way for the most part. And he's like, to my point earlier, the guy with probably the highest Q score of players amongst players and coaches in the league, and he's going to have to deal with all this crap on all these talk shows and all the fodder and all the podcasts and all the things that pop up on social media. And look, even my guy, I love this guy. O'Shea Jackson Jr. is my boy, right?
Oh my God, the crash out.
He lost his mind. Like,
I'm gonna tell y'all right now.
Hold on, I texted
George, you knew it before he even touched the keyboard. You knew he was not.
He was going to lose his mind. So I texted him. I literally texted him. I said, "Yo, bro, are you okay?" And he sent me a voice note that I still have not listened to. And I was on the air that morning. So like when he really went on the real tirade, and I said, and I was gonna play it, but you know how it gives you like text a little bit of text before you actually play it, and it's the first word was mother bleeper, and I'm just and like the real word, and I'm like, well, I clearly can't hit play right now, and I still haven't listened to it. I'm dying to listen to it, but I'm gonna wait for a moment. I actually want to save it until I see him because I want him to hear himself back.
You got to record it. You got to record him listening to it.
Yes. So I want to hear him. I want to see him, and I'll do that. That's a good point. We should record him because he'll come in studio at some point. I'm not going to play it until we can record it and play it back for him, and then we'll edit out the curse words because I'm sure there's a million of them, and play it back, and then put that on social because I feel like that will go viral for ESPN Los Angeles, and that's a good thing for me and my radio show.
I loved Spoelstra's quote. I apologize to absolutely no one.
Good.
Period.
Yeah. Love it. Yeah. And that's Spo, dude. Like, we've all been around him a little bit. Tom, you were certainly around him in the early days. He is, here's what I love about Spo is that Spo's always had an edge to him. But now that he's like older Spo, whatever it's been, 2 championships, 6 finals appearance. Now he's going to be the coach of Team USA. Like now he gives zero bleeps. Like he does not care about anything anymore. And I love that space for him. The fact that he literally joked the other day about his house being on fire just goes to show you like where he's at in a mental headspace. Like I love this version of Spo. Now I just wish the front office would get him some players so he can really show his Spo-ness to the world again, and compete at a higher level.
It really is incredible that Bam did this. Like it's one of those like Luka got traded to the Lakers for that, where it's going to take some time for us to wrap our heads around it. And immediately after that game, he goes back to being like a 20-point scorer. Right.
That's a great point. Both those nights, I was on the East Coast and I couldn't fall asleep till like 3 a.m. Both nights. Because all I did was I was listening to everything. I was consuming everything. I was watching everything. I was reading everything. I was like, I could not go to bed both those nights. And that's the last 2 times that I've been up that late because of a basketball situation.
I genuinely think it might be the most unlikely single day sports feat ever. Think about a guy that had never scored over 41 points, had 83.
I got a baseball one. Go ahead, Amin.
All right, well, just real quick. Micah Adams over at formerly at ESPN and now at Sporting News, he said that the standard deviation of a guy averaging 20 points a game, scoring 83, is the same thing as Pat Mahomes throwing for 915 yards.
Wow.
Okay.
So that's the type of thing I'm talking about is like just the unlikely that this thing would happen it's off the charts.
This is my submission. Do you guys remember Andre Ingram?
Yeah.
Yes.
He played for the Lakers. He was a guy got called up.
He was like 36.
He had 36 or 30. Oh, yeah, he was 36, but then he also had like 37, I want to say, on the last game of the year. And this is a guy who was just like literally roster fodder, cannon fodder.
I think it's easier to think of stuff like that, like Linsanity or like Nick Foles winning the Super Bowl. It's tougher to think of a guy who's like an all-star jumping 3 levels.
I don't know because Nick Foles was an NFL quarterback. Jeremy Lin was, we learned after that, an NBA starting caliber player. This dude, Andre Ingram, was just like, I'm not an NBA player. They called me up for this one last game of the year. I went crazy, and then nothing came of it. I went back to not being anybody. And by the way, I'm 38 years old or whatever I am. Like all of those things combined, I think make Andre Ingram the most rare thing ever in NBA history.
That's a good one. Yeah, I would say that's a good one. I was thinking more baseball. Because
Because
like,
Roger Maris led the league in home runs before he beat
and
Ruth.
he was not like some household name, right? That was one that I was thinking of for sure. I mean, Jim Abbott threw a no-hitter, and he was like a guy who, I mean, his ERA that year, I'm looking it up here real quick, you know, like 4.5 basically. And he had also played with one arm, right? Like he pitched, you know, remember he was the one-arm pitcher. So like it would have
this
to be.
Stugotz is great. Do it with one arm next time, Bam. Yeah, do it with one arm.
Yeah, do it like Jim Abbott, Bam.
I asked Joe Posnanski what he would say is the baseball equivalent of this, and he came up with when Sean Green hit. I have to come up with it, but it's
wasn't it like several home runs in one game?
Yeah, it was like 4 home runs in one game where it was like he's a good player, but the fact that he was able to get to that is insane. And so, is it the most impressive feat by a good?
Yeah, he had 4 home runs in May 23rd, 2002 against the Brewers, went 6 for 6, 7 RBIs, 19 total bases, setting a Major League Baseball record for total bases in a single game.
Who was the guy that hit like 50 home runs one year?
Oh, Brady Anderson.
Brady Anderson, there you go.
Yeah. Yeah,
so
but Sean Green is actually a good comp for Adebayo because Sean Green was like borderline all-star caliber kind of player, right? Like, and has the record for most total bases in a game.
He says, I suppose in the annals of sports, the ultimate example of a good player doing an incredible thing was Don Larson throwing that perfect game in the 1956 World Series. But I don't think those two are comparable because
Larson was a great player for a long time. Yeah.
Yeah, Bam is a much better player than Larson was. And 2, Larson pulled off his miracle in the World Series. Bam accomplished his against the team not trying to win a pointless game in March. So that doesn't really track. He said, you've got the Dodgers' Sean Green going 6 for 6 with 4 home runs and 19 total bases in a game in Milwaukee. And in some ways, I like that one because I'd say Sean Green was roughly as good as Bam Adebayo. But I'd also say going 6 for 6 with 4 home runs, as amazing as it is, does not quite compare with scoring 83 points in an NBA game. And I threw this one at him, was like, is it Buster Douglas knocking out Mike Tyson? Where
good one.
It's just like a single feat that you're just like, holy, he really just did that. And we're going to be talking about that for years. I don't think there's anything that tops Bam Adebayo never scoring over 41 and scoring 83 in an NBA game. I don't think there is.
So I actually, it's funny, on that Wednesday night, the next day, I ran into the guy who was the stats guy for Dave Pasch that night in our crew was Steve LeBeau, who's the longtime Miami Heat stats guy. He's been with Eric Reed from day one, right? Who's the play-by-play guy. And he also works with us. He mostly works with Jonesy and Ryan Rucco, but occasionally will work with Pasch. And he was telling us, we were joking, like, yo, how busy were you last night? And he's like, man, it felt like every quarter I was updating something with Bam. Like every couple of minutes, it was he passed this personal record. He passed this franchise record, right? Like it was constantly like, he's like, it's probably the most work I've had for a Heat game in game in a really long time.
Yeah.
George, if Luka did this, are the Laker fans actually excited that their new son has taken the mantle? Or does it make them even crazier? Because if LeBron did it, absolutely not.
Oh, they'd go nuts. I would say this. Any Laker, it would clearly be way less muted. No question. Okay? Even if it was LeBron, although LeBron would be the one to be the loudest. If it were Luka, here's what I've learned over time. There are Lakers fans and there are Kobe fans, right? Mm-hmm. So I think the Lakers fans would be okay and happy with Luka, and maybe it'd be a small percentage of them that we really wish Kobe would have kept it, right? But the overwhelming majority of Lakers fans would have been like, "Oh, Luka's our guy. This is great. Another Laker passes another Laker," like that kind of stuff, right? Because even when LeBron passed Kareem, there wasn't a lot of negative blowback to that. Okay, and I was there that night. The place went nuts. I don't recall there being a ton of issues on social media. So that's why I say that the LeBron-Kobe dynamic would have been a little different. And Kareem was in the house that night for LeBron. So, but the Kobe fans, I think it would have been the opposite, right? The inverse, where a small percentage of them might have said like, okay, yeah, like it's Luka, he's our guy now, whatever. Whereas the overwhelming majority would have been like, no, Kobe, because they're so protective of his iconic legacy.
They're Kobistanis.
Correct.
They're a nation unto themselves, and they worship at the altar of the triangle.
Yeah, there would have been a lot of tithing that night. A lot of tithing.
Yeah.
Like my man Paul Bettany.
Yep.
And
the Solis.
just
bloody thighs. Bloody thighs all night long.
Do you think, George, the fact that it was the Washington Wizards, it drove this conversation of maybe we'll see this again? Like maybe we'll see for the rest of the season that some player is going to be like, you know what? Fuck this. I'm going to go do this against the Indiana Pacers, and I'm going to go for the record again. Do you think that we'll see someone come close to this because there are so many teams that are trying to lose games, and that we're going to see another crazy, because we just saw Nickeil Walker-Alexander have 41.
Yeah, he was great.
We've seen a couple of big scoring nights, but I thought that was like the spinning it forward aspect of this story was, are we going to see someone beat Bam so quickly that actually Bam becomes a footnote in the way that the announcer at the Lakers game said it was a melancholy footnote? In fact, it is going to become a melancholy footnote in the sense that someone's going to pass it in the next year, and then we're going to be like, oh yeah, remember Bam did do that and held the record for like 2 weeks.
No, I don't think it'll be that fast. I think that it'll be a minute. I think if I was going to pick a guy who was most likely to do that, I mean, probably Wemby, right? I would have to, if he had like a crazy hot shooting night from three, because he could get the twos so easily. He'd probably be number one on my list.
Yeah, Luka's got to be on there. Luka's
is
already
on the
at
short
73.
list. Right. Luka's on the short list. I think Ant could if he had a crazy hot night from three, could certainly do it. But that, it's a small list of people that I think could pull it off.
The world moves fast. Your workday, even faster. Pitching products, drafting reports, analyzing data. Microsoft 365 Copilot is your AI assistant for work. Built into Word, Excel, PowerPoint, and other Microsoft 365 apps you use. Helping you quickly write, analyze, create, and summarize. So you can cut through clutter and clear a path to your best work. Learn more at Microsoft.com/M365 Copilot.
Start your day with Quaker Protein Instant Oatmeal. The Instant Oatmeal ready to help you tackle whatever your day brings. Like wrangling your toddler into their car seat. That was fun. Coaching your 6th graders soccer team. Go girls! And carrying all the groceries in one trip. Whew. Try Quaker Protein Instant Oatmeal, granola, and bars. Great taste and a good source of protein. Quaker, bring out the good.
Eczema is unpredictable, but you can flare less with Ebglyss, a once-monthly treatment for moderate to severe eczema. After an initial 4-month or longer dosing phase, about 4 in 10 people taking Ebglyss achieved itch relief and clear or almost clear skin at 16 weeks. And most of those people maintain skin that's still more clear at 1 year with monthly dosing.
Ebglyss, lebrikizumab LBKZ, a 250 milligram per 2 milliliter injection, is a prescription medicine used to treat adults and children 12 years of age and older who weigh at least 88 pounds or 40 kilograms with moderate to severe eczema, also called atopic dermatitis, that is not well controlled with prescription therapies used on the skin or topicals, or who cannot use topical therapies. Ebglyss can be used with or without topical corticosteroids. Don't use if you're allergic to Ebglyss. Allergic reactions can occur that can be severe. Eye problems can occur. Tell your doctor if you have new or worsening eye problems. You should not receive a live vaccine when treated with Ebglyss. Before starting Ebglyss, tell your doctor if you have a parasitic infection.
Ask your doctor about Ebglyss and visit ebglyss.lilly.com or call 1-800-LILY-RX or 1-800-545-5979.
TaxAct can think of a million things more fun than filing taxes. TaxAct is going to name some now. Sitting in traffic. Folding a fitted bedsheet. Listening to your coworker talk about his fantasy team. Digging a hole. Digging an even larger hole next to that original hole. Unfortunately, TaxAct's filing software can't make taxes fun. But TaxAct can help you get them done. TaxAct. Let's get them over with.
This episode is brought to you by Venmo.
with the Venmo debit card, a taco in one hand, and ordering a ride in the other means you're stacking your rewards. Nice. Get up to 5% cash back with Venmo Stash on your favorite brands when you pay with your Venmo debit card. Pick a bundle with your go-tos and start earning cash back. Do more stash, get more cash. Visit Venmo.com to learn more. Venmo Stash Bundle terms and exclusions apply. See terms at venmo.me/stash terms. Max $100 cash back per month.
So shifting gears here, I want to ask you, George, there's a lot of talk about Shams Charania's report about the Board of Governors meeting that's upcoming, that they're going to vote on Seattle and Las Vegas as the expansion teams to bring it to 32 teams.
Yeah.
As a guy in LA, how do you feel about Vegas as a NBA franchise location? And Seattle, are you happy that Seattle's back in the mix as someone who travels to these games and reports on site? How are you feeling about Vegas and Seattle as being the two teams?
Look at the smile on his face. He couldn't even finish the question.
I'm ecstatic for Seattle. Let's start with that. Like ecstatic. Like we were all there during the OKC first finals, right? Where do you remember those people from Seattle dressed in their Sonics gear?
Yeah.
Do you remember this or no? That they had their signs. Yeah, it was wild. Like I felt for those people. I love Seattle as a town, dude. I've been there. I've called NFL games there on ESPN radio. I've been to their baseball park. Like it's great. Their fans are super passionate about everything and anything. I haven't been to a Kraken game, but I heard that stuff is really fun too. So they're going to be so happy to have the team back. That I feel like Key Arena is going to be, I don't know, I don't think they call it that anymore, but whatever. The
Climate Pledge Arena.
Right. That place is going to be rocking from like day one, right? The Vegas thing, I think, and maybe I'm in the minority on this, but I am a little worried if Vegas can sustain what will be a fourth team, because by the time that team comes online, they will have the hockey team, the Golden Knights, which was the first team. So tons of people support it. And look, when I talk about support, I'm not talking about like financial support in the suites and corporate dollars, because Vegas will have plenty of that for all these things. That's not an issue. I'm talking about like real butts in the seats from actual people from Las Vegas. Okay. So the hockey thing, it's their first one, man. They're into it. It's great. It's cold in there. It's hot in Vegas. Whatever. It's fine.
Well air conditioned.
The Raiders, I'll tell you, Raiders is what, 8-9 games max, okay, at home. Maybe an extra preseason game, so maybe 10 in some years.
And that's got to get the most travel, the Raiders games.
Correct. And here's the thing. Raider fans, like the Raider fan contingent, right, they're coming from L.A. and the Bay Area and whatever.
Well, football's a different animal because Sunday games, how many home games? 8-9 a year, say 10 with the preseason. And not only or most of your fan base on the West Coast an hour flight away, but also the opponent, they have a very
fans
strong
are coming.
Opposing fans come in and make a weekend out of Vegas. And because the game's over at 4, you can still catch a red-eye flight back home.
Correct. They have a lot of opposing fans at Raider games, for sure, especially if it's like a big brand like the Steelers or whatever, the Packers,
Chiefs every year.
Chiefs. Yeah. They have a ton of fans there. There's no doubt. Dude, even like as crappy as the Dolphins are, like those fans, there's still a lot of Dolphins fans across the country. Like I went to a Charger Dolphins game a couple years ago. Half the stadium was Dolphin fans. Like it was crazy here in LA. So anyway, yes. But again, small number of games, no big deal. Right. Like whatever. Then you're adding basketball. So 41 more dates, right? And then another 81 dates of baseball, a mile or two away in Old Vegas. I think it's going to be in Old Vegas. Like,
no, baseball's right there. Tropicana.
Oh, the Tropicana. That's right. Yeah. Tropicana. They moved to Tropicana. It was going to be originally in Old Vegas and they didn't do it there. Yeah. So it's right down the street. So I don't know, man. Like, I'm a little worried about that part of it. Look, when the Lakers come to town, it's going to be packed because it's going to be full of Laker fans. When Wemby's there or Ant or maybe some of these people, like people that people want to see, right? You'll say, oh, I'll go to the game tonight. Even if you're not a fan of that team, you're like, hey, this awesome player's in town. I want to watch them. The defending champs are in town, whoever that may be. I want to watch them, right? So you'll get some of that because I've seen it with the NBA Cup. I've been there the last 2 years. And 2 years ago, they were fortunate that while the Hawks were there, the Atlanta Falcons were playing the Raiders on Monday night. And so there were a lot of Atlanta fans there already. But last year, there was some fans. It wasn't as packed early on. Then when the Knicks played the Spurs or whatever at the end, the place was full. But I worry about regular NBA games being full. Like, that's an event, the NBA Cup, at the end of the day. I could see random sports fans saying, hey, let's go check it out, right? Mm-hmm. I don't know if that's going to happen if you have all those things going at the same time, right? Because you have hockey, right? And the NBA, those seasons collide. Baseball, not so much, but they do overlap a little bit, right? So
end of the year and beginning of the year.
Yeah, because right, the end of the NBA regular season and the beginning of the baseball season. Baseball now starts in March, at the end of March, basically. So you've got 3 or 4 weeks almost of baseball, and if you make the playoffs, that's different too, right? Like, that could extend even further. So I'm just a little worried about Vegas, and maybe I'm wrong, because look, I'd love it. It's a 45-minute flight for me if I got to do a game there. So I'm ecstatic about them logistically coming aboard, but I do worry about actual fans in the seats. And are we saturating a market that isn't large enough to withstand 4 major professional sports teams?
Well, not only that, but I think that this is the thing that I talked about it with David Sampson yesterday, and he didn't quite understand what I was saying. I said, the only way you get a team in Vegas is if the owner also has a gambling operating license. That's the only way. Because in sports, when you own a building, right, you can't say, okay, I have my team and we play 41 home games and 4 preseason games, and let's assume 10 playoff games, and that's it. About 65 dates a year. You have 300 dark nights. It doesn't work. The only way it works is if you have events coming through. Well, the problem is Las Vegas is the most saturated per capita venue market in the world. There's not another city that has that many venues that sit 15 to 20,000 people. And so all the types of events, they're all touring. We all know what they are. It's this concert. It's the Lady Gaga concert tour. It's the circus. It's Disney on Ice, motocross. All these things. Right. They're all going from city to city. They go to New York.
Monster Jam, the truck show, right? Yeah.
Like the what do you call it? The R&B? Legends tour.
The Icecapades.
You go to New York.
We still have Icecapades.
Yeah. 20 CB. You go to New York City, right? New York City. It's like, are we playing Barclays? Are we playing Madison Square Garden? And twist my arm, are we playing UBS? That's for New York fucking City, right? You go to Chicago. Are we playing the United Center? Or are we playing United Center? Or are we a smaller thing, so we got to go to Wintrust? But that's for Chicago. These are massive cities. Vegas, small population of locals, right?
So why does it have to do with gambling? What's the gambling connection?
Because if I'm a gambling operator, I can underbid everyone else. So when Britney Spears or whoever, not Britney Spears, that's a bad example, but
Doja Cat.
When Doja Cat comes, right? And T-Mobile says, well, we want 25% a gate or whatever. I said, I'll give you 10. I can underbid everyone else.
It doesn't matter. You've got all this other money coming in.
I just need you, when you're done with Doja Cat, to walk over to my casino next door. That's all I need. That's all I need. Hey, everyone gets a $10 voucher after the show, and you can go gamble at my tables. Right? Yeah. That's why the Sphere is such a money pit. Right. Because it's owned by Jim Dolan. And it's like, Samson was like, but it's next door to the Venetian. It's like, that's great for the Venetian. That's great for the Wynn. You know who's not great for? Jim Dolan, because he doesn't see a dime out of that.
Right.
Oh, that's going to hurt the Las Vegas LeBrons. LeBron better get that gambling license quick.
Unless he partners with someone who has
with a Steve Wynn or something like that. Yep. Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Yep.
Just win, baby.
Yeah, I think I haven't been to Vegas for a sustained amount of time in a while. So I want to ask the question of the pie chart.
So you haven't been to the Sphere?
No.
Oh, dude, let me tell you something. To Amin's point, though, the reason the Sphere is an anomaly is because there's no experience like it anywhere else. It will ruin concerts for you at this point. unless you love the band or the act, like
Who did you see?
I saw U2 there.
Mm-hmm.
And my wife wanted to see the Backstreet Boys, so we would see the Backstreet Boys. Both phenomenal.
You don't have to caveat that. You can say I went to the Backstreet Boys.
So it's funny. I didn't even know like half the songs for Backstreet Boys, and I was like,
bullshit, George.
I swear to God, I didn't even know half
You're
of them.
not above it.
George,
I
this
didn't.
is a
Now,
safe space.
NSYNC, I would know the songs.
Oh, okay.
Backstreet, not so much. You know what I mean? Like I was more of a T-Lake, Lance Bass, that group of guys. You know what I mean? Like,
T-Lake.
yeah.
T-Lake. I like this.
The owner of the Grizzlies?
He's on a T-Lake name basis.
That's not true. He's not the owner of the Grizzlies. I don't know the Grizzlies.
Yes.
I've got the set list right here for Backstreet Boys at the Sphere.
Go
Track
ahead.
1, Larger Than Life.
Of course. Yeah, knew that one.
All right, okay. Track 2, It's Gotta Be You.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Wait, is it?
No,
Okay.
it's gotta be you.
It's got
It's
to
gonna
be
be
you.
me.
It's
No,
gotta
that's
be
in
you.
sync.
That's in
It's
sync.
gotta be me.
No,
It's
okay,
gotta
so
be you.
it's gotta
Guy
be you.
T-Lake.
Is that a ballad? I don't remember.
Yes, it's a ballad.
Oh,
Number
then
3.
I don't know if I knew that one.
All right, so then number 3, As Long As You Love Me.
Oh, that one,
that's a
yeah, for
banger.
sure.
Classic.
Yeah.
Number 4, More Than That. I don't know.
No,
that one
Skip.
either.
I didn't know that one. No.
Number 5, I Need You Tonight. Man, he might be winning this, guys.
No, I don't know. I need you tonight.
Number 6, Siberia.
That's
No, definitely didn't know that. Yeah.
Number 7, Don't Want You Back.
That
I
one's
think
good.
I knew that one. Yeah.
Number
No,
8,
that's just a title that sounds like a pop song. Don't want you back.
I
What was the
don't
next one?
want you back.
Number 8 was Get Another Boyfriend.
No, don't know
Skip.
that one.
Number 9, Show Me the Meaning of Being Lonely.
There you go.
Oh,
We're heating
that's
up.
a
We're
great
getting into
So
the
I
closing
didn't know that one,
sequence.
but that is a good ballad because the
You
visuals.
didn't know. Show me the
Show
meaning.
me the meaning.
Oh, that one, yes.
Being
But
lonely.
that's the one. But the visuals on that one were awesome. Yes, I do remember that one. Yes.
Number 10, Don't Wanna Lose You Now.
Oh yeah, of course.
Number 11, Hey. I
No.
don't know that one.
I don't
Number
know.
12, The One.
Yeah, that one I knew.
Number 13, Back to Your Heart.
Yep.
Number 14, Spanish Eyes.
Okay,
That one I didn't know.
we're lost again.
15, No One Else Comes Close.
No.
16, The Perfect Fan.
No.
17, All I Have to Give.
Okay.
No.
Yeah. Number 18, Drowning.
Nope.
Nope.
19, Quit Playing Games with My
That
Heart.
one, of course.
Yeah, they brought it
for
back.
sure.
Okay, I'm back in.
Yeah. But
20,
I'll tell you, overwhelming majority I didn't know. Yeah.
I think you think you're winning
And
this
then the
argument.
last song is
I want it that way.
No,
No.
I want it that way. Is track 21.
yeah. No, the last one was definitely a popular one.
The last one
what
is
was-
Everybody.
Everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah. They have like robots dancing. It's actually really cool on the visuals. So anyway, yes, I've seen U2. I've seen that. I also want to see the Eagles because Deacon Fry, Glenn Fry's son, may he rest in peace, Glenn Fry, is a huge NBA fan. And he's a huge, he grew up listening to 710, the station I'm on, because Glenn used to listen to sports talk radio all the time. So he sent us a message on like social media, like, because we were talking about wanting to go to the Eagles and like he connected us. He's given a bunch of people at the station like free passes, like tickets to go see the Eagles at the Sphere. He's like a super nice dude and like is an NBA dork, like NBA nerd, loves the NBA.
So he's going to be a season ticket holder of the LeBrons.
He probably will. I don't know if he's still doing a concert there, but he's an LA guy, so I think he has like Lakers tickets. But yeah,
I got one for you. So his dad, Glenn Fry, was cousins with a guy I worked with at the Suns. The guy's named Todd Quinter. Todd Quinter,
Really?
a long time. He was with the Suns. He was with the Hornets. He was at the Pelicans.
No way.
I think he's retired now. But Todd Quinter's first cousin was Glenn Fry.
Okay, so next time I see Deacon, I'm going to ask him. You know, do you have an uncle named or dad's cousin named Todd Quinter? Do you know who he is?
Todd Quinter. Yep.
Yeah.
TQ. Question. So with the
TQ,
pie
that's right.
chart, on the pie chart of Vegas sports fans, how much of it is Lakers fans? Like, how many people are going to leave the Lakers and be like, I'm now
It's like
a
Brooklyn.
LeBron fan? This is my
It's like the
problem with the
Brooklyn
whole
Nets.
Vegas team.
Yeah. No, it's not. I mean, I've done a couple of times over the years. I've done the Lakers Vegas preseason game at T-Mobile on ESPN, and it is a Laker home game. Like it is. Yeah. So that's why I'm saying like that team, it's going to be tough. Like I guess they'll put them in the Lakers division, so they'll play a couple times. So those 2 nights it'll be sold out, but it'll literally be like being at Crypto.com Arena.
No, it's exactly like the Brooklyn Nets, right? It's like you can try to make your own thing or whatever, but at the end of the day, when the Knicks are playing, and even when the Knicks aren't, but people are there, like they're not really Nets fans. They're just Knicks fans who couldn't afford Madison Square Garden.
Yeah.
But even that isn't apples to apples because the Knicks were not good for a very long time, whereas the Lakers won a title in 2020 and they have Luka. And so for a Vegas fan to be like, I'm good on the Lakers, I'm leaving the Lakers, I'm now rah, rah, rah.
Not happening.
Let's go Vegas.
No
I
chance.
feel like there's a lot of Knicks fans that are like, dude, just give me something to cheer about. Like I'll defect and go to the Brooklyn Nets.
So
but I just don't see that happening with Lakers fans.
It's not an apples to apples comparison, but I'll give you an example here in LA, right? So there was no professional football team here for 20 years, right?
Yeah.
So people here either remained Raiders fans because the Raiders were here for a long time, so they have it.
Right.
They have a large fan base, right? And like the teams came here, and particularly the Rams at least had a history, right? They were in Orange County. They were down in Anaheim. And it took a while. Like the Rams are just now like really starting to take off in a way, and they still struggle. Like if the Niners come to town, the Niners fans fill up that place. But they've done like a good job, and they've won a lot. Okay, so
that's what they had to do in order to even be in this position. They had to win a lot. Because
they've
I'm
been
telling you
to
right now,
two Super Bowls.
Never met a LA Chargers fan.
Right. There are
not
none.
one.
There are either San Diego fans that just remain Charger fans, and those people hate the Chargers. So like there's very few of them, but like the Rams of all the teams like I've seen here, they've done a really nice job of like cultivating something. The other one I would say is like LAFC. Now MLS is a lot more niche than the NBA, but the Galaxy existed and they were good in MLS. And they had David Beckham and all these people. But the LAFC now, I would say, is equal or maybe greater in regards to fan bases. So like that would probably be an example for Vegas. But the LA Galaxy is not the Lakers and, 17 championships. Like it's insane. Like no way,
We have this Steve Ballmer investigation as well going on in LA. George, do people talk about this, or are the Clippers so kind of back page that no one really cares about it? Because I feel like
we did the first day, like when Pablo came on the show that day, and like we talked to him for like 30 minutes, and that day it was a big story, and then little by little it just faded after a couple of days. And if even his most recent update didn't even register on the radar, because to your point, like people don't care. They just want to know, is Kawhi going to get suspended? Is Ballmer going to get fined? What's going to happen there? Are front office people going to get suspended? That's all they care about. And until that news happens and the investigation is over, they don't care at this point. Like the initial burst, there was some traction there, but then, they don't care about anything else other than
what I didn't realize is we talked about it last week recently about how the Yahoo traffic on all of those hits that I do about Pablo and Amin and the Steve Ballmer and Kawhi story, it's like huge traffic whenever I talk about this. Yeah. And once someone in our YouTube in the comment section last week said, Lakers fan here, it's all of Lakers fans. We're all watching to see this burn down. Yeah, is there any of that you feel? Is that Lakers fans are
for sure. They're
rubbernecking this whole thing?
Yes, they're definitely keeping tabs on it for that reason. But I don't think it's like if I did it on sports talk radio, like for, as from like I couldn't do it for an hour, you know what I'm saying? Or even 30 minutes. Like maybe I could be like, I could talk about it for 5 minutes, you know what I'm saying? And like, hey, here's the latest situation on this. And then like the messages will all come in and be like, when are they going to get suspended? You know what I mean? Like it's the overwhelming flood of that. But yeah, like I don't think I could do it as content regularly because I think Lakers fans want to know, but they'll just get bored of it very quickly. They just tell me, don't tell me about the pains. Tell me about the result. You know what I mean? Like, give me the result at this point.
The minutia, like it's a cap circumvention case. At the end of the day, all of the evidence can be incredibly important, but I wonder for the average fan who's living day to day with their team, where the interest is. And I think George is right. Like the average fan is interested in, all right, Steve Ballmer, done for a year, the Kawhi, voided, like that's what they're interested in. But they're not interested particularly in the how this works. In the same way that if like a mob boss gets arrested, everyone wants to know, oh, he got arrested, da-da-da. No one wants to know. And this is how they did the money laundering.
Yep, this is page 7 of the racketeering file.
Yeah.
Right.
It's fascinating. George, the NBA expansion, we've kind of known this was coming for a long time, but the most interesting part to me is the idea of pushing Minnesota into the Eastern Conference. If they were in it right now, today, would they be the favorites? Would you pick them to come out of the East?
They'd certainly be in the conversation. Like they'd be, yeah. I mean, I think they'd be near the top, if not at the top. I love it for Minnesota. We talked about this on my show the other day too, which by the way, I should have said a long time ago, you can find it wherever you find your podcasts. I'm sure you guys know this, right? Like there's a cluster of teams right by them. And correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like of the Western teams, they have the furthest travel of anyone. So it makes there it is. Yes, they do have a cluster of teams right there, and another one right next to it. So them in the East makes sense from logistically for them. And I believe the difference between Memphis and Minnesota in regards to how far west it is only like 150 miles. And Memphis at least has the Texas teams and OKC and all that stuff kind of around them. And Atlanta, right? Like there's teams kind of close. Well, Atlanta's in the East, but like the West teams, there's close enough teams. Whereas Minnesota, look how far that is for them.
Yeah.
And if we really do want Wemby and Ant to be the faces of the league kind of moving forward, why not put them in opposite conferences to have that potential of them meeting in the finals?
That's my thing. Because to me, it's like Minnesota is good and it's set up to be good for quite a while. Get them the hell out of the West. Let's stop complaining about the East being so much weaker. Whatever. Let's send them one of these assholes that the Western Conference teams have to deal with on a yearly basis. You send them out East, and now the East has a legitimate like title contender. By the way, that might help them win a championship. The worst thing that could happen is if we send New Orleans or Memphis to the East, because like this is another bad team going there. Right. All right. So,
Agreed. Wholeheartedly. Zach Harper would be very happy if the T-Wolves were in the East, I'm sure.
Yeah, he's been pushing the agenda on our Do You Believe show that the Wolves would win the East straight up. They'd be the number 1 seed. They'd win the East, and that that any of the top 5 teams in the West would do that, or 6 teams in the West would do that.
Would they be the number 1 seed? I don't know. It is the Wolves. They do tend to fuck around a lot.
See, I love it so much for all the potential of like, well, they win, they get to the finals. Now there's an asterisk on it. Tom Haberstroh writes that article immediately.
So much content.
They don't make the finals. Oh, now the West isn't as good as we thought, and the East is actually more competitive. It's so rich. And yes, if we somehow end up sending Memphis instead, what a disaster that'll be.
No, don't do it. Don't do it. Send Minnesota.
Wait, what about the dilution argument? George, do you have any thoughts on this? Is just like, does the NBA need 2 extra teams when there's like 8 of them tanking right now?
Yeah, but I think we have more talent across the board than we've ever had. And I don't know. I'd have to go back to the last time we had expansion to how many teams were terrible, but I'm guessing there were plenty of them then too. And here's the thing. Because there's so much more talent, I think, across the board, and teams do such a better job of development than they did back in the 90s, the last time we had expansion. And you could only protect 8 players, and you can't protect restricted free agents or impending or guys on a 1-year deal, if I recall correctly, or something to that effect. Definitely restricted free agents, and I think there's one other like kind of clause there that I'm not 100% familiar with. But I would just go get OKC's guys. You know what I mean? Like there's dudes on that roster that don't even play that are going to be good players. So like I would totally like ravage a lot of these teams, like an OKC, the teams that are just best at development.
Yeah, I was getting to this. The Ballmer detour was about how, what if Ballmer gets the Seattle team? Is that Adam Silver drops the hammer and says, look, cap circumvention, this is a multi-time offense. We've got to hit you with a huge fine, all this stuff, and you got to sell the team. Compel him to sell the team, and then he comes back with Steve Ballmer's music. He comes back and wins the bid for $10 billion on the Supersonics. Henry Abbott's theory. Henry Abbott's Illuminati, like light years theory, is that Adam Silver should force him to sell the Clippers and then hand him
for like a year. Right. Yeah.
Hand him the franchise of the Supersonics. He's happier because he's a Seattle guy and he gets to have it, the Seattle Supersonics. And then you get a new owner for the LA team and they can rebrand or whatever you want with the Clippers. And it just becomes, wait, what if that's the grand plan all along? Is that Ballmer gets the Supersonics back and then a new owner comes in with the Clippers and LeBron goes down to Vegas? That would be crazy.
Yeah, that would be, if David Stern were still the commissioner, I would believe that. No questions asked. I don't know if I'd buy Adam would do that, but it would be fun if he did.
Who would you root for the Clippers to be the new owner of the Clippers if you could choose one?
Ooh, that's
an
a
LA
great question.
icon that would want to like go
How about
against.
bring Cuban back? Cuban, he'd be the perfect foil for the Lakers. Like the fans would hate him. They already kind of hate him. Like it's kind of perfect, I think.
And then Luka's there too. Like Luka's the Laker, and so you got the Cuban fact.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's good
for sure. I mean, just hire Nico too. Bring them all back.
How about this? Cuban back to Dallas, Adelson's to Vegas. They get their casino. LeBron gets the Clippers. Ballmer goes to Seattle.
Yeah,
now, this is fantasy franchise. I like fantasy franchise. This is
musical
fun.
chairs, musical owners.
The Las Vegas Sands, is that what we would call them?
Oh, it'd be the LA Kings. It'd be the LA Kings for LeBron. Come on, that'd be great.
Yeah, I don't think you could take that one. That one's already taken for hockey, so I don't know if you could take that.
So we used to have St. Louis Cardinals of all sorts and all types of.
Well, that's true. There were the St. Louis Cardinals and the St. Louis Cardinals.
Come on.
Yes, you're right.
I don't know if I like Las Vegas Sands or the Las Vegas Winners, but winner with a Y instead of an I. The Las Vegas Winners.
Oh, winners. Like Steve Wynn. There you go.
Yeah.
It'd be tough though. They're like, the winners are 20 and 62.
Well,
the juju of the Bobcats in Charlotte. It's not a good thing when you just name the team after yourself.
Okay, how about this? How about this? The Las Vegas Lions and their MGM. They're owned by MGM. The Las Vegas Lions. No?
Yeah, I could go for that.
You got a Siegfried and Roy hologram at halftime. What's the plan there?
Those are Tigers.
Oh,
they're totally different. Big Cat.
Big Cats.
The Las Vegas Big Cats. Oh, Fat Cats.
Who's been your favorite sideline interview this season, George? Like of all the post games, or what's your favorite?
Tatum. It's not even close. Like it's funny. Like, I feel like to me, that's the part of the game I enjoy the most because I get to actually, have like a meaningful conversation in 90 seconds to 2 minutes with someone. I get probably 3, maybe 4 questions. And his was by far the coolest just because of the circumstances, right? The building was electric. He was clearly emotional. And he led me perfectly, which I always appreciate, right? Like he mentioned like his journey and I'm like, well, what can you tell us about that long journey? Right. And then he goes on even further. Right. So it was the only thing I wish I would have asked him was how, cause I knew I didn't remember Deuce was there. I would have loved to have asked him just a Deuce question. And that's a dad thing. Like I would have loved to have just heard like what it was like to have Deuce around during that time. But yeah, like to me, it's that one this season for sure. And then I guess any of the Wemby ones, just because the photos are insane and they're ridiculous.
Why isn't that behind you, George?
I don't have it. I haven't made it yet. I will make them at the end of the season.
It needs to be a full length. It needs to go through the shelf.
I need to knock out like a whole like version of like one of these shelves and just put it like this. Yeah.
Or you could do the Rachel Nichols and bring your own crate to stand on.
Apple Bucks.
So Rachel actually taught me years ago the move, and I haven't been able to do it with Wemby because the Spurs haven't necessarily obliged, let's say. But most teams do. And the move, correct. The move is to have the 7-footer sit on the scorer's table. And that way you see them pretty much eye to eye at that point. I've done it with Embiid, Anthony Davis, a bunch of people over the years. It definitely works. I feel
Spurs,
like
Spurs say no?
well, I'm just like, hey, can we go to this course? It was like, no, let's just do it right here. And I was just like, okay. I'm not pushing back. I'm not fighting against it. You know what I mean? Like, and honestly, he's such a novelty because of his size. It actually is a fun picture. Like, I remember the first time I did it with him, the cameraman, I could see him on his like talk back saying like, hey, I can't get them both in the shot. And he's like, can I move back? And I'm laughing before we're on camera because I could see what he's saying.
You're not a short dude. You're not.
I'm like average height, like 5'9", 5'10", you know what I mean? Like, so, but yeah, he's so tall, man. And like, I have to crank how tall?
How tall, George? George, how tall?
I think he's 7'5" plus personally.
Okay.
I think so. It is funny though, because I think, I guess I was there opening night against Dallas, and in the scrum, they were asking him, they were trying to like badger him about how tall he is now because it looked like he grew. And he stopped them by saying it was charming. He said, there's a lot more interesting things about me than my height. And he kind of did it with a smile. And it was kind of like, guys, stop asking me about my height. Like, I don't want to talk about this anymore, but like he did it. I love him. Like, I love that he's a killer. I love that he wants to take everybody's soul. Even in the All-Star game, I was there for it on the sidelines for radio. Like, he was furious when they lost those individual games. And so I had him actually leading up to the All-Star game. I had them the last night of the season, which was he played against the Warriors. And I said, what are you what's going to be different, right? Like, you're looking forward to the All-Star break? He goes, yeah, I'm looking forward to getting an extra hour of sleep. And I was like, only an hour? He's like, yeah, I'm going to be a little looser on my regimen. And I'm like, yo, this guy's 22 years old. And this insane about the things he does to get right for a game. Like, I love him. He shakes your hand. He looks you in the eye. Like, there are, at that age, there's a lot of great guys in the NBA, but he's just the one that I'm just like enamored with in a huge way, for sure. And it's not just the novelty of his size, like just his game. Like, I tell people all the time, if you are going to buy tickets for any NBA game, do it when the Spurs are in town and Wemby's going to play, because you literally will see something you've never seen before.
Well, I can't wait to see what I haven't seen before is Wemby on your bookshelf there. I think Dan Le Batard has too high of a usage rate.
Well, the only reason is this one's because of Poppy. You know what I mean? Like,
you got 3 Le Batard.
Well, it's got 3 because of the wedding, right? Yeah. I mean, I've got more in the closet I haven't rearranged. I can rearrange. I can bring them out. We can decide who replaces Dan if you'd like. I guess I'll be back in 10 seconds. Wemby. All right, so we'll move Poppy down and put Wemby up here, is what you're saying?
I think
make Trudell move down a notch.
I think Wemby needs his rightful place, because you're building infrastructure for the future. You want Wemby to know that he has gotten on the George Sedano wall.
Right.
Like, you need a prominent space for him.
Yeah.
Well, that's a visible space. The top right corner and the top left corner are visible.
There's Kawhi right there.
Hey.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe Kawhi's got to go. If his contract gets voided, maybe he's out. Like, that's it. It's over.
That's it. Wow. I think you've actually revealed the verdict here on the show. You've already tossed it. That's it.
Right.
I mean, what a reporter. He's got the scoop.
Breaking
That's
news.
George Sedano. 710. Go download the 710 app. What can you give us?
It's the ESPN LA app, and then you could find the podcast wherever you find your podcast. Sedano and Cap. He's my muse, I will call him, on the show. So
amazing. Thanks for doing this. I appreciate you.
And anytime. Let's do it again soon. Maybe I'll have Wemby up there by then.
Oh,
we can't wait.
That's a tease.
We can't wait.
Yeah, look at that. That's a tease. Yes, no question.
At Blinds.com, it's not just about window treatments. It's about you, your style, your space, your way. Whether you DIY or want the pros to handle it all, you'll have the confidence of knowing it's done right. From free expert design help to our 100% satisfaction guarantee, everything we do is made to fit your life and your windows. Because at Blinds.com, the only thing we treat better than windows is you. Visit Blinds.com now for up to 45% off site-wide, plus a professional measure at no cost. Rules and restrictions apply.